your values may change as you get
More money
and you get wealthier and
Yeah.
stuff. Cool. And you might be more likely to be conservative.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, like, why should those things change so much? Hello, and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design, and culture with your hosts,
Burns,
Mike,
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. This the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work. Yeah. They tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right?
Oh wait,
You
it's
want
just
to do a
recorded.
photo for your website.
Hey,
You
this is
want
how
a
they
logo
expose
you
people,
can
you know.
design,
And he
right?
always starts off with people talking at the same time. Like you're like, what the heck?
Welcome to another episode of the Rule of Thirds. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing? My name's Burns,
I'm Jude.
And I'm Mike.
and we are the Rule of Thirds. Yeah, man. How you guys been doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. My legs are not showing. Unlike some people. But yeah, I'm good. How about you guys?
All right, I'm well, and my legs are moisturized today, so yeah. Unlike some people whose legs are covered.
Whoa!
Wow.
I'm wearing at least, to be fair, it could be whiter socks, but it is what it is. You can't see that. Burns, how are you?
Good, man.
I can't believe this.
I'm good. Just come back for I finished my wedding 2-week celebration. Extravaganza, is it? Enjoyed myself, man.
How's your dance routine?
We could see.
We went in, man.
See Burns
When
always
it-
trying to catch up the steps. He's like,
You're killing me
It's
now.
when I saw Burns like just sweep into the front. I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, man.
how long do you have to practice for that?
We did that maybe 3 sessions.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Good
But-
one.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah. Now we did our thing. But you know what's so funny, yeah? So Don Gillespie was hosting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then he was like, "Oh, is that it?" To what at the end of our performance. I was thinking, what? I was like, what?
What, as a joke or?
No, because basically we went into the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we want everybody to see us. Because if we went
Mm.
further down, only a certain group of people would see us. innit? So
Yeah.
we went to the middle so everyone could see us. But he was at the
So he didn't see,
he didn't see the
the
full, so
magic.
he was probably thinking that we were just warming up. No, we had been doing
It's
that.
like, no, that was it.
Yeah,
I'm finished.
But we went in though. Good reception. Yeah, man. Amazing wedding.
Yeah.
Amazing people. Today's conversation for creatives, not for creative, is: do you find inspiration in nature, technology, or a combination of both? Do you find inspiration in nature, technology, or a combination of both?
In
Both.
nature.
Or in technology,
Or a combination of both?
or combination. Both. I feel like with nature you can. Let's say if you're working on a logo, sometimes like the form of the tree or a leaf can like inform like a logo design for something.
Do you find that leaf on land though?
Fair point.
Gotcha.
A bit of both. Sometimes you might go outside, look in the world around you, see the tree and be like, okay, cool, reference. And then you might do more work into it. And then
Yeah.
you Google and start searching more stuff about it. Like, oh, what are the capillaries like within a leaf?
Right,
and all this
okay.
kind of stuff.
Right.
Since I can't see it with my naked eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe definitely a bit of both.
What do you consider as nature, by the way? Because
The natural part.
I was thinking
Real
this.
food.
What, like going outside and seeing buildings being
Yes.
nature for something?
That ain't nature.
Because-
That's not nature, bro.
No, I'm saying because some people might
No,
see that
that's
as like
fair.
'cause-
I've gone outside and left my house kind of thing.
yeah.
Mm.
Because if you live in a city, he's basically saying the only nature you see is the sky.
Sorry.
Nah.
I mean,
guess
there's a
like-
ground.
There's a ground, yeah. I was gonna
That ground is. Come on, man.
But like-
Wake up, guys. It's not- Walk on real floors.
Do you know what I mean?
Said-
vegetation, I don't know, fruit, like real things that are not man-made.
Because
I
even
guess.
nature can literally be.
I was gonna say,
us.
do
Yeah.
humans?
Yes,
is
looking
nature-
at
yeah,
somebody.
definitely.
Yeah,
or-
so I
you know what
think
I don't
yeah.
know. Nature can be very.
so it's nature or technology.
Again, I
Yeah.
guess the question as well, think about it, I guess it all comes down to your perspective, but let me pass it on.
No,
to you.
go through. Go
No,
through.
like your perspective, because in either you can still find a lot. Like there's certain things that people will see. Let's say if they said, okay, give us a logo design for like a renewable energy company.
Mm.
And they tell us to observe our environments, and that's where you should seek inspiration from. We can all come up with loads of different things based on what we see and what our perspectives are. So
Yeah.
The definition of nature, it's the this word is mad. Phenomena
Or phenomena. Okay.
Of the physical world collectively, including plants, animals, the landscape, and other features and products of the earth, as opposed to humans or human creations.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, in terms of finding inspiration, in my own practice or for clients, I think it's different. If it's just for me in my own work, I think I find more inspiration through nature. Just more so specifically human relation conversations and just kind of like being able to connect with, I don't want to say with real things, but like, being able to connect with things that have like autonomy outside of human control, like things that can just do their own thing without us having to like touch it, like nature or like water bodies, stuff like that. It's like we don't really necessarily have to do anything for it to do what it does. But I do feel like the technology part is kind of like low-key intertwined. Like I do feel like when there is like synergy between nature and technology, that's when you find the most creative, because it's like the best that nature can offer and the best that humans can offer at the moment meeting together. Of course you're going to find the best out of those two. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, I don't necessarily want to restrict myself when it comes to creating and saying, oh, it's not natural, I can't. Like, I know some painters who they only paint with like real like pigments and stuff. They don't do any artificial. And it's like, oh, if they're going to paint, they have to paint real landscapes. They want to see open spaces and stuff. So I don't think necessarily that you have to kind of restrict yourself from, but I don't think that it also limits or dictates how creative you can be. Because like we had a conversation, I think 2 weeks ago, where we were saying sometimes restricting yourself can allow you to have more ideas. And sometimes having the freedom to do whatever can also allow you to come up with different creative ideas. So I think they kind of both work, depending on where you are, what you're trying to do, so on and so forth.
I think for myself, I think nature's more subconscious for me. So like, I see nature and I appreciate it, but I don't necessarily be like, oh, I want to use that as my reference. It's just more so something that's in my mind. So even like, so in my garden, there's some foxes, and I need to get rid of them. Somehow.
Wait, what do you mean there's some foxes and you need to get rid of them? Wait, what?
You know, just the normal foxes, them neighborhood.
How many?
Boy. Anyway.
Bro, this is serious, you know?
Yeah, it's serious. Yeah. But anyway, I see that, and yesterday, I saw one just sleeping.
Oh.
I was like, big man, what are you doing
Not
here
your
first?
property.
So you don't pay rent?
Your land.
But it was interesting because I was like, right, he found like he, she, I don't even know, to be honest.
Them.
Found shade and was just sleeping. And I was just like, that's quite peaceful. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like
for them, not for you.
But it's also like how we have to take rest nowadays as well. Do you know what I mean? I think there's some stories and like almost like
agree.
I guess learnings you can get from like nature. Do you know what I mean? So like even how things take time to plant and take time to grow. I think I learn more about like ways of life from nature than I do about creative inspiration, if that makes sense. But that way of life will lead to creative inspiration.
Makes sense,
Do you get what I mean? So I guess the combination of both, but for like many of my creativity technologies where I go to, because unfortunately we only live in England, so you can't really see everything. So you kind of use internet and technology just to help you to find inspiration. So yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, a lot's been happening.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we were speaking about this whole Trump-Biden thing.
Bro.
They were both, well, one hadn't been attempted to be assassinated and one hadn't stepped down.
Wait, really?
Well,
the assassination attempt had happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
But we still assume that both of them were in.
Yeah, of course. Both in the run-ins.
So at the time when that happened, obviously Biden was trying to unite America, by saying, and even Complex released the interview with Biden.
That didn't age well.
And he said, like,
1,000% I'll be running unless I get hit by a train.
Speedy Mormon is so funny.
Speedy Mormon said, well, I hope for your sake.
He's just been like, even when like Biden was like, oh, I have COVID, my guy said,
should I?
Okay, so
should I?
Yeah, isolation.
I isolate myself. Like,
God.
what do I do? He's just been making the most out of the moment.
He has.
He's the only person that got an interview with Biden before.
That's kind of crazy, you know.
That's mad.
That's the last interview
Yeah.
before he resigned as
But the thing is, that interview feels like he done that time ago, though.
No,
Yeah.
they did do it recently.
They
I
most
think a
likely
couple
would have
days
filmed
before-
it. Oh, it was like really
Yeah,
really
because
fresh.
he said, I think at the beginning of the interview, they're like, "Oh, this was filmed before the assassination."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, a couple
That
days
makes
before
sense.
and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because when it came out, I think it came out literally the day after. And
Yeah.
it felt a bit distasteful. But obviously, I didn't watch the whole thing in it. I didn't see the
Yeah.
clips. But
So now what? Kamala Harris is.
She's got a logo now. Kamala for president.
Is it Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala, I think.
See,
Kamala Harris.
I'm gonna leave that to our Asian brothers and sisters, our Indian brothers and sisters to help
Okay.
out
She,
with, 'cause I
where's
don't
she?
know.
Where's she from? What's her heritage?
Half black, half.
half Indian. So like
Yeah.
her dad's Jamaican, I think, and
Okay.
her mum is Indian. So
Okay.
she's biracial.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, nah. To be fair, oh no, I don't think she's been endorsed by President Biden.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you feel like she hasn't been? Or
no, she's been
No,
endorsed
she's
by
been
him.
endorsed.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that
Yeah.
the Democrats are going to be like, yeah, she's going to be run for us. But
Yeah.
most likely,
Because
at this point,
because in the like
the stage,
you know, the people whisper.
yeah.
So like people were saying that even Obama, because Obama was low key, high key, like brother, be
Chill.
stepping down. Quite a few
Yeah,
of the donors as well, large donors were like, we don't know if we want him to
yeah,
run. Because part of me was thinking like, why is it now that you've decided to like?
they showed him stats apparently.
Ooh,
Say, look,
They show him what stats?
So basically, they showed him after his
like the polls and stuff.
yeah,
Or like it dropping and
yeah,
losing
that-
confidence.
basically
it
after
wasn't
his debate with Trump. Apparently, they went. So he said that if you continued, you would have lost the whole election, and also the Republicans would have taken over everything.
Yeah,
As in, it would have been
yeah.
they would have been in control, and then that would have been peak.
yeah.
Because you know how Trump's trying to do this,
Yeah, 25.
where he stays
yeah.
for bare long, like a
yeah. Well, I'm doing it till I die.
No, but again, is it just not crazy? This is a convicted criminal felon. Like you actually have charges on it. The first president to have such a thing, and you have
That publicly as well.
yeah. And I think this perspective I found pretty interesting because like people are like deep it. My guy is like, if you want to look at meritocracy and like people being qualified, you're not qualified to be president, but you have so much like pride and like so much.
He's just going with gusto.
Yeah.
Man. Just sheer
And
force.
I can't like at the time I was like, when I read it, it was yesterday. I was like, oh, you know what? Not look, Biden, he should have stepped down. I still can't believe it happened. That's crazy. Like, I'm still like, whoa. But like, there's a felon on one side running for president, and it's only because Onko is a bit.
If he was on job, perhaps it
But
might.
they said if he
But,
finishes
like,
his term,
people
he'll
are
get
having to be
86.
like, we're fine. We don't care if he's frail. We don't care if he's strong.
We'll take it anyway.
So we just
somebody
need
anyway.
somebody there. Yeah.
So I just found that pretty telling. But like, I was watching clips from the RNC, Republican National Convention thing. It started off with like 15 minutes of him trying to unite the country, and then he went
Trump.
back. Yeah.
Mm.
Then it went back into, yeah, you know, they're trying to steal our jobs. They're killing people. They're sending people from the south of the border into our countries to vote. To do
Never
all of this
fails,
stuff.
though. It never fails.
So it's just like,
Yeah. When you put people against each other,
yeah,
is like the best
Yeah.
recipe for like people to start supporting.
And they're like representing like their domains.
Yeah.
So it's like when you see Biden, you assume that everybody who likes Biden is like Biden. And this whole weak, frail thing, even though it's bad because it's kind of ageist, but it's like
yeah.
it low key.
and they're like 2 years apart.
Yeah, but like,
But Trump looks much healthier.
but they're both
Respectfully,
old.
yes.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. Yeah, if someone's in their 80s and they're a bit shaky, I'm not holding it against them.
Yeah, of
They've lived a
course.
long life. They're 80.
But I
Like,
think-
what am I expecting
I
them
think-
to be like doing backflips?
It's that
But
conversation
it's-
of like, should they be running at the age?
Yeah, and I
None of
think-
them should be.
and-
They're too old.
Yeah, and I think it's the respectfully the Alzheimer adjacent comments that have been made Biden's side that are a bit like, okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Well, I can see Biden wasn't well though. And to be honest, it's not like he's not well.
He's just old.
He's old.
But that's
He's old,
that's
yeah.
he's an older
And the
man.
job, it's a busy job. Like somebody made a good point.
Yeah.
Like Obama, look at Obama before and after
How
the
old is
presidency.
Obama?
He great. He's probably in the,
He did great. Yeah,
Probably
yeah, yeah.
60s.
Probably 60s, maybe.
I think he turned 60.
So obviously the gap between them and then Trump and Biden,
Mm.
even in like Keir Starmer, how old is Keir Starmer?
He's probably about.
So,
So,
I wanna say
Obama's
like
62
50s.
right now.
Oh,
Keir Starmer is
What should be like 50?
61.
Okay.
He's 1 year below Obama.
So it's like if you
Wow.
see that, and then there's people who are like 2 generations, maybe 3 generations. Because some of them, how old is he? 80 what?
81.
Bro, 81.
Yeah, he's 20 years older
That's mad.
No, let's put it in perspective. This man was born in the 40s.
Is it bad that I was gonna be like, when was the Great Depression? But let me show.
No, but deep it. These lot were born in the 40s. Yeah. So like, what's happening now? Yeah, it was almost 100 years ago.
Stop it.
No, I'm just saying, in like to put in context. Yeah, the amount of things that have happened. Nah, deep it. Yeah, the internet wasn't there. People didn't have phones. Like, things have changed.
Yeah,
so it's like the massive gap that we've had from 2000, even just the 2000s till now. They've had that like 5 times.
Yeah. My thing is not that he can't run.
Did we have cars in the 40s?
Yeah, of course.
Stop it. I can't lie. I even checked Great Depression 1929 to 1930.
So it's close to that.
So right after that,
very mad. You were gonna say something.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, if he was in good shape, I'm more than but he's not, clearly. Because you can't be saying, President
that was a stinker. I can't lie, that was a stinker.
To the point,
Vice President Trump.
Yeah. But everybody has slips though. Like,
no.
We've had slips.
People
it's too common now.
The fact that people are watching his movements now. I think he was talking to someone, blonde woman, and how can like the comment be like, he mistook her for like his wife because his wife is also blonde. So like the fact you're getting these allegations as well. Were you gonna pull her in for a kiss? It's just not
that's crazy.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like every small interaction is like Jonathan Majors all over again. This.
He's
we're
been
not defending him.
scrutinized.
We're not defending him, but just there's gonna be a lot of like surveilling and watching.
And naturally,
Biden,
because
like,
you are the president of the United States, you're going to get watched.
Yeah. Hey, look, sending healing energy to Biden and his camp, man.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
you don't want to send any healing energy to.
No, we did it last week, man.
Trump
We did it last week. He's got his healing energy, man. Like this week is Biden.
You know what
man.
is scary about Trump though? Is how he's really made a brand of this ear thing.
I would have done a deal with Apple. I can't lie. For headphones.
What? Get out. That ear thing really angered me. Are you Nelly? No, are you Nelly? Why do you have a bandage on your ear? Bearing in mind,
wait, he got shot. What do you mean?
No, but
what are people doing it?
No, a couple days before, he didn't have that on. He was golfing.
But without it? So what, is this a hole in his ear or something?
I don't know.
No, but he needs to show that he's in recovery.
No, exactly.
Yeah, so like if he just comes out normal, everyone's gonna be like fake.
Optics wise, it's great. It's incredible. You're a genius, but like it's just stressing me because I'm like, you weren't wearing that beforehand, but you're wearing it for this convention speech.
Wait, so when did you go golfing? Straight after?
Apparently.
Yeah, like, to release stress. To release stress, obviously. Like, obviously in that moment.
There were pictures in the press, so I was like, okay. So, because somebody pulled it up, like, okay, but. And then a doctor was like, yeah, he didn't need stitches. So I was just there like, okay.
Yeah, apparently healed by itself.
And you need that big band. Anyways.
Anyways.
Kamala for president, apparent, like, as far as they're concerned, she's like a meme. She's funny.
She's funny though.
We did it, Joe.
No, she's actually been a meme from the beginning. This is crazy.
It's her laugh that I love. Like, but I mean, what do we think about her?
Or just like the fact that she's gonna have to transition from this figure of like
it's not up to her,
a cute and funny person, to now the leader of the free world.
It's not up to her. Yeah. Hillary Clinton was similar as well. Trump was similar. Like people used to joke, even now they still joke about Trump, and Trump is still like a massive meme. But I do feel like it's gonna be interesting for her because I don't think, I'll be honest, outside of her being vice president, I don't think anyone expected her to ever run.
Yeah. No, she ran last time though.
She did.
Is this like
successfully?
Stages?
No. Yeah, because I mean, like that's like the forerunner of like the run-up for the whole party, or
no, as in presidential.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never missed this. Oh, I never missed this. Yeah, wait, who did she run against?
When Biden was running.
But
I think it was, you know,
but it was early stages.
You know when you have like you compete to see who's won the run.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about running as a like. She's the chosen one. No. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, okay, God, I thought I was missing some important history.
The early stages of running for like
so inside your own party, you run. Yeah, that one I understand. But as in her being the chosen, if she does become the chosen one for the party, it's going to be interesting how, because I don't know, man.
I mean, I feel like she's qualified. Like,
I mean, if Trump is qualified, then anyone's qualified. To be fair,
that also is very true. But like somebody did raise a good point leading to like the creative industries. It's interesting how in a state of like crisis, a woman of color or
it's always been thrown.
Woman from the global majority has been like put in, because like in other instances, I cannot remember like a company right now, but oftentimes it is a woman of color that is kind of brought in on a CEO level or that level to kind of like handle a mess.
Come and fix it.
Yeah.
It's given scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they say, like most times it's not really effective. Not necessarily because of the lack of performance from like the.
But it's a scapegoat thing.
Yeah.
It's almost an
Or
impossible
it's almost like
situation.
a sinking ship, but you're now the head of this sinking ship, so it's going to look bad on you.
Then if you fail, now it's not Biden, it's Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of bad mindset.
Because like if you deep it, like 3-4 months to put a campaign together against
Almost impossible, man.
Who has had a term in as president and then also has had this attempt and the character that they are as well. So it's just,
So I ask a question, if you were to design like a campaign for like an election, how would you go about it? Let's say it's for Kamala, for example. No, we're not on any side, by the way.
You know what's funny? I was actually going to send the logo into the group chat and be like, thoughts.
Yeah.
Of what Kamala Harris's logo?
I mean, read that now, bruv.
Designing a campaign for Kamala Harris.
Or just anybody.
Because I'll be honest, I'm from my perspective, the campaign would have to appease people who aren't like me. And that's always going to be not necessarily an uphill battle, but tough.
It reminds me of not Obama, no, not really. Obama's one was more powerful.
But I think it's most of the branding around Obama's campaign that was powerful.
A strong campaign.
I just don't feel like she has enough time for any campaign to be, unless she does a complete madness.
You can hire in some people.
She could do like
she has
to be,
but like
there's a lot of work she's gonna have to do.
I'm just thinking like unless she does like some kind of guerrilla type marketing, like propaganda level. Like honestly,
on a Trump level, basically.
Yeah, like she literally has to go like offensive.
Match the energy.
Like she has to. You know how Samsung does sometimes they mock Apple when they're doing the ad. She has to go that route. Yeah. Like she has to literally be like offensive.
But the thing is,
it's not
you can't even do that because from her position, she's meant to be one that's going to unite America.
This is the thing.
But that's supposed to be both of them, though.
No, but Trump don't care about that.
Trump ain't going to. But that's what his team are telling him to do anyway.
But Trump's brand is divisive. It's literally
that's how he wins a lot.
It's very brash. It's very like anything you say, I'm against anything. I don't care if I agree with it.
It's how you win. It's a random example, and no way am I comparing them, but Jose Mourinho, manager for Chelsea back in the day, he basically used to do this thing where he would make like everyone is your enemy, and they end up winning everything. Like you're so fixated on winning.
Yeah, everything is That's the only way because. I think that becomes more of a marketing conversation than a design conversation. Because I'll be honest, like, other than the typical, like, oh, look at how happy we could be in a global, or it's like a university brochure type approach. Yeah. Other than that typical approach, which is kind of like the Republican mantra vibe anyway. And both parties are kind of like that anyway. Outside of that,
if I'm on her marketing team, I know where they're going to go. She's going to go on Breakfast Club, 100%.
Don't kill me.
Oh,
yeah, but it's not going to help.
It can help.
No, the thing is, I can't lie.
It can help.
I can't lie. I feel like she already has the black vote.
It's not going to help.
Let's be honest.
Even if the black or the black vote for her,
because you're assuming that all the black people want to vote for her.
She was even on the BET Awards. Like,
was she?
Yeah. Even Taraji was doing a little cool with her.
Oh,
she even said, did a whole little. They not like us.
Yeah,
it was insane
with her.
Yes.
I don't think it's enough. Is my point, because
their focus needs to be,
but it has to be the majority.
Because majority is middle America type vibe.
Moderate voters, people that are undecided. That's who your focus may need to be on.
But to be honest, didn't she have a history of like with immigration and stuff?
It might have been jail.
Jail. Okay, jail. Okay.
Yeah,
locking up.
Yeah,
black and brown.
So there's also that side of things,
and that's why people didn't like her in the first place. I kept bringing that up, and she kept trying to like deflect.
Well, like even Biden, like war on drugs.
Yeah. But they all have.
There's
Oh, Trump's gonna do that same though.
Yeah, but the thing about Trump is he'll say and what?
No, facts.
Biden did say that. I think that guy, what's his name from Complex?
Speedy.
Oh, Speedy.
Yeah, so he's gone to ask him about the black vote. About the black vote and stuff, and he's like, like Trump, like during his time, he got hella man, like the death sentence.
Yep.
Hella black and brown people.
Yep. Took a page out of the New York Times to put
Central Park 5.
Central Park 5
as well. Yeah.
He has a very.
He's had the.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. Trump is Trump. Trump is, for lack of a better term, Trump is America.
Yeah.
Like,
he's really.
do you know what I'm saying? He's America. So it's like a lot of things that we might disagree on. That's how most people, like, they agree on the things that Trump.
It feels like the personification of
like,
American
behind
values.
the scenes, most people say, like, yeah, I actually agree.
Mm.
So it's like, we might be thinking, like, because of social media and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, everybody is anti, fascism, anti-racism. No.
Do you think there's a big,
like, people love it.
How big of a illusion do you think the world is that we live in currently? Social media world. Because I think sometimes I look online, I'm like, is this actually the reality of what everyone believes? No. Or is this just because we want to fit into the
echo chambers, man?
Yeah.
Echo chambers.
Probably like 40%. In the whole, like, oh, we are diversity, yay, inclusion, yay. I'll probably say 40, maybe even 35.
I would say
if I'm thinking of the world, because I'm thinking about like large parts of like the population that don't think like the West,
which is a
massive chunk, like Asian and African countries alone.
No such thing as diversity and inclusion.
When you're the majority,
almost,
do they even have that in the companies?
They do, but very, very tiny. And a lot of them have been cancelled recently.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm talking about in Africa.
They probably don't.
Not as much as if the West would.
Someone like was on Twitter, like, made a good point of just like, even when it comes to like tribalism, like, we're still dealing with that in some like African countries, in Nigeria especially, like in certain like spaces that, oh, you have your stereotypes of this tribe do this,
they don't work this smart. Yeah.
So I might not want to kind of mix and stuff. As much as we all like to say we are together, I think there's still so many things that are like there, that are like in the way and stuff. But I don't know. My friend Aura mentioned that she feels like the world, like, we're regressing.
We are.
In what sense?
Just like in terms of values, things that we are for or we're not for, rights, that like all of those things are unraveling. So like in this country, for example, in the UK, obviously like the rise of like the Reform Party and like and nationalism as like this
happening
whole idea
everywhere.
Of, immigration, them against us. Even when you look at like marginalized communities, race, sexuality, like people's thoughts and feelings towards that and stuff as well. So it's just, I don't know. It seems a bit mad.
Regressed. I feel like it is slowly becoming what it used to be. Yeah, which
regress. Yeah,
essentially that. Yeah, I agree.
But I think it's kind of like overcorrecting though, because what's happened is we went from a time of like bigotry was like running rampant everywhere. It's like racist, this, like people will be making monkey noises and all this, like all these kind of things. And then people were like, well, we need to correct this. And then they went too far to the right, I suppose. And then now people are saying, nah, let's pull it back. And then it's going all the way back to left. I'm using left and right.
Left and right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, people are trying to say, and it happens, it goes in cycles. Obviously, now that people are all going far right, there's going to be a time where people are going to try to pull it back to the far left. And all these things.
Technically, it does kind of happen in the UK to some extent, but at the same time, it's not really, because obviously Labour won because people wanted Conservative out. Yeah, but people still would want Labour to be in.
Was that more for the values, or was that more because of like the economy? And
that's the economy. Because value-wise, I think people are still very conservative, and I think even the reason why the reason why we even have the Labour Party now that we have, and we can even realize that most of the values are more conservative than they used 100%. To be. Like old school Labour. When I came to this country in 2010, the Labour that was was completely different to the Labour idea now. Very I think as time is going on and like a lot of things are being considered law, like for example, human rights and stuff are being expanded. We're realizing that a lot of people's values have to kind of switch. So a lot of the traditional conservative Christian values are having to switch because of like human rights, for example, like things like homophobia, like old school conservative.
Yeah, that man,
bro, they're not having that. But it's like obviously they have to open up to that because human rights and right to practice your own like sexuality, so on and so forth. So I think a lot of values are changing, and because of that whole two-party system itself is kind of like it's outdated. It's like
eventually it will be redesigned. You don't think so?
It's the way human beings operate.
Yeah, but also I think it's down to us as people as well. Like we are the people that vote for these people and put these people in power. I think we are realizing that we have got other options, but these are like for the UK anyway. The Labour and Conservatives like two main parties for such a long time, so it's not going to happen like overnight. Maybe like
I don't think it will happen
next couple of elections, but that's going to be a lot of elections I feel like, for us to get to that point.
I feel like our generation needs to pack up.
Anyways,
And then I think once it happens,
I shouldn't have said that, but yeah.
once it happens anyway, okay. Let's say for example, we are the highest of the age population.
Actually,
do you think things will change? Like if we are the oldest,
Do you know the amount of people?
So who do you think will be voting then?
Conservative.
Well, you think we will be voting conservative?
It will make sense for the age.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna vote somebody else.
You're saying that now because of where you are.
No.
And I'm saying as you grow older,
when the bread gets better,
this is what I'm saying.
When the assets start to increase.
No, but then it's like, what are your values? Because it's almost, you know how like people back in the day would vote like they're going to be rich. Like they'll be like, oh, I want to vote for conservatives because taxes are going to be lower. But you're a 17-year-old about to go to university. How much money are you earning? Why are you thinking like you're
I see what you're saying.
a 20-something-year-old with like a 6-7 figure salary? Can we be guided?
But you see what Burns is saying though.
I get what he's saying, but I think it also comes down to your own personal values. Like, are your values going to change that much all because you get money? Like, they might, but I think it is like I personally feel like it is like just having to assess the type of person that you are and would want to be at when you make it to that level. And
Do you attach the party you vote for to your own identity?
No, but I would like my values reflected
align
and be reflected in that party.
But the reason why I'm saying that if we ever get to that point of, let's say, be millionaires or whatever, it will be impossible to be not in line with conservative values. It's because
Labour are trying to chop our bread.
This is the thing.
If you put it in that perspective,
if in order, it's like saying Rihanna is a billionaire, and because she's a billionaire, she can still be the Rihanna that we think in our head.
No, but that's
like Rihanna's a billionaire now. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
There are many, like, let's say that you can say there are many wealthy people who still are able to, like, let's say, give back or like, I don't want to say pay their dues because that sounds very weird.
Yeah, but it's like if it doesn't hurt your pockets, is it really giving back? If let's say again, like I'm getting billions and I'm giving millions, but millions is my tax money and I'm getting that as a tax break. Is it really hurting me? Like am I really losing, or is it just an optic thing? Like if we're gonna be very honest, if like a billionaire says I'm gonna give millions to African relief or whatever, or to a cause I care about, even though it's a good thing, but they're still a billionaire, and a billionaire in itself is an ethically wrong space to be in, as people are suffering in the world, and like the gap of it itself is silly. Why are you a billionaire? Like it doesn't make sense. Shouldn't be.
But that's the thing. Like, there are some people who will give away like 90% of their wealth, and they are ridiculously wealthy.
Billion. But do you know why? Do you know why they do that though?
Why?
Tax benefits.
Maybe.
Would you do that? Let's make it more practical. Would you do that?
Would it be 90? I don't know. But I'm being deadly honest there. But would it be like quite a high percentage? I'm thinking of where I'm at now and how I am with money. I'm not saying I'm out here like spending like thousands of pounds on my friends, but like if I feel like cool, I want to bless a friend or like pay for something, I will. So I would like to think that will be naturally reflected
when you get that,
when I do get more money and stuff.
So let's say you have $1 million. What are you spending?
It's like, nigga, I don't know, I'm buy a house. Like
buy a house. Okay.
Probably buy a house. Make sure
whereabouts would you buy the house?
I might. No, that's the thing. I might not even go like mad, like central, like zone 1.
No one buys houses there. Yeah,
but
you're gonna buy a mansion.
Once upon a time, I wanted to buy a house there.
Like, what is in central London?
Not even for the sake of it being like, oh, I'm in like central. I'm
gonna make it easy on you.
Literally just access. Like,
I can
be in central. I can go about my business.
Where do you live in central? Kensington.
It's therefore something like Kensington. I can see it.
No.
Where then?
I need an Asda. I can't lie. Even though I've seen a couple of like nice houses in Pecco.
But in central London, there's no Asda around.
But I'd probably
you're not gonna find Asda, bro.
Asda.
At the most, M&S Waitrose, but Asda.
No, but I don't.
Bro, you might have to go zone 6 for that. Like, what's this?
You want Asda there?
I don't know. I can't like, especially nowadays, because the places that I like, let's say in Southeast that I grew up in, I'm just like, would it even make sense for me to live here? Because it's not the same.
Yeah, you live in Southeast. You're basically like around the corner.
Yeah, I might stay where I am.
That Peckham house will actually finish your peas.
Yeah.
No, but he's got $1 million.
Yeah. Still.
No, but like $1 million. Let's say he's getting $1 million a year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
A
so
year.
a year.
That's different.
So, okay, that's very different.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking is because I want to know where, because you're saying, your values will align.
No, but like, for example, okay,
if you're getting $1 million a year,
aside, I am going to make sure my family and friends are okay.
Okay.
Like,
how you gonna do that?
Yeah, how you gonna do that? Exactly. That's what I want to know.
yeah, my family, I'll make sure everything is patterned. Any debts, any outstanding, anything, cool, covered.
That's what, like, at most, let's say $500,000.
Cool.
At most $1 million
Okay.
for all your friends.
I said family first of all. Hold
Oh,
on.
right.
Now, friends. I think that I won't know until I'm in it, to be very honest, because I feel like a lot of us feel like, oh yeah, all my guys are all gonna come up together.
Hell no.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that it's my
Is
million.
it every
You
man
got to work.
Yeah, I made it. You
This
make
one.
yours. When you make yours, we can talk.
definitely not being allegations burns out.
I saw. No, you know what? I saw an interview with Steph London and Posty, and she was saying, at one point she used to just like nobody in the house was working. She used to
No,
just,
but
like,
the thing is,
and she got this.
No,
No,
but
you guys, what's not working?
respectfully, I don't have friends like
That
that.
would have.
Yeah, that's what you think till you
No,
get it.
no,
no,
And
no,
you
no,
get
no.
there, you're like,
No, I can't lie. I honestly feel like the friends I have, like, unless they're working towards something as well, like they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna sit on my hands and just not do anything.
yeah, but I'm saying that this is how we think, because we don't have that. When we get to 1 million and 1 million is coming every year, and your friends are saying, Mike, you like,
My
do you want to go holiday? And you're like, holiday? I'll cover it, bro. We're going to Dubai tomorrow. Everyone first class.
I'm not gonna do. That's not what it's gonna.
What are you gonna do?
Like, if there's any, like, let's say dreams or passions that people have that I know
You're gonna
are
invest in
serious,
their careers.
invest in that, or like any maybe business ideas if they're very
Now,
very
so
serious.
doesn't this not sound conservative?
How does it
Isn't
sound?
it conservative people help their friends, only their people? They don't go and help random people. They just help their crew.
You know,
Isn't that what you're doing?
you guys. When we get to you guys,
Hey,
we'll
man.
see. Well, like, I didn't say wasn't gonna help other people. Of course, I definitely want to help other people. Again, I don't know. I've never had £1 million. How am I supposed to know?
Issue.
But I definitely would
imagine
want
it.
to make sure my people are good, and then like other people as well, local community.
They go, oh,
No, like, but we're saying this like we don't think that way ourselves. In terms of your priorities, what are both of your priorities in
Look,
your
look.
lives?
Look, I'm gonna invest that.
Let's do order of
man said straight to crypto.
let's do order of priorities for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Since you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say that.
Let's do it,
Everybody
let's go,
else.
let's go. Yeah.
Both of you. So what are your priorities?
Number one, the church.
Not your wife.
Not the church,
You listen, man. It's at the
church.
church.
because I believe God first, innit?
Type,
Then my wife. I take care of her. Make sure she's good. Then the family. Take care of them.
Mm.
Then the close friends.
Mm.
Stop. If you're a friend or affiliate, forget. All the thirds.
We made it.
Got to invest into the economy. You understand? Charity.
You saw your own charity, yeah. you know that's how the conservative man do. Yeah, they start getting money and then suddenly they open charities.
Charity. West Ham.
No, I hear it though.
Bro,
No,
if
I hear
I
it.
can get a few shares in the club
Yep,
or whatever,
yep.
bro, man's,
He's
because
fine.
it's my passion, isn't it?
Seasonal tickets.
see, that's
Yeah. Box. Yeah,
And at that point, I'm good. Oh yeah, and pay for my mortgage off. Pay my mortgage off. And that's it. Done. I'm eating.
Very
Good.
interesting.
Makes sense.
I have thoughts.
man.
Anyways,
Yeah,
No, what are your thoughts?
wait.
What are your thoughts?
let me.
What are your thoughts?
Land first.
No, it's not. We
No, it's fine. Land first.
We'll
It's
be
cool.
stacking up.
No, it's fine.
Let's just clear it.
I can compartmentalize. It's calm.
Oh, is it?
Let's
Okay. Priorities. Okay. Family.
Mm.
Family includes my friends because I consider them family.
Mm.
Ghana.
Mm.
That's it.
Mad.
Hmm.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That's it.
Because now I'm just like, so why are we doing this podcast then?
What do you mean?
So
No.
no. Like,
Wait.
no.
At the beginning,
Okay, you guys have said priorities. I didn't necessarily say priorities around money. I just said what are your priorities like in general?
Oh no, I was talking about what?
We're talking about the money.
Yeah, okay, about the
No,
million.
no.
Don't do that.
What kind of flip is this?
So what about the average man, the average other person in general? So it's like, okay, with this podcast, who are we serving?
Oh, the creatives.
Yeah.
Why?
What
What
do
do
you
you
want them to grow? Want them to
Yeah.
grow.
Okay.
Because especially if we've been through a road and we're saying, hey guys, this road, maybe that way is better, or perhaps you try this and try that. We try this, we try that. This works better. You consider this. Maybe you're trying to go this way. You're like, am I sure? And maybe you just need that little boost to say, it's fine. You're going to be okay. Just try it. Yeah.
So why wouldn't that apply with like being a rich person and then wanting to like,
That's what I'm saying.
you know what?
No, but he said rule of thirds. He said rule of thirds.
Rule of thirds.
Let me, in terms of the fact,
So you're talking about the
in
the
life
community
in
and
general,
stuff.
you may understand that, okay, it's a bit peak sometimes. Life can be a bit, So we can see it in the, lens of being a creative, but life in general, are you saying that you guys don't really see it like that? Or it's just like, life is hard. I just need to make sure my people are good and we move.
Wait, in what sense? Because I'm just thinking like, if I get $1 million, the first things I'm going to do...
Outside of $1 million, because the initial thing we spoke about, let's say, was like, obviously like, your values may change as you get more money and you get wealthier and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And you might be more likely to be conservative. But I'm saying like, why should those things change so much, especially when you know what it's like navigating?
It might not. I think for the average person that they don't have that thought process, I think naturally they'll go conservative unless you make a conscious choice to be like, no. But actually, there are celebrities that I remember during the last election where Jeremy Corbyn was running for Labour. He did that interview with JME, for example. And JME, I'm sure he's a millionaire. So like,
is he?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you. I
wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm assuming. Well, because he's a celebrity, because he's been in the music game for a while. I'm sure he's got bread. Even if he's not a millionaire, I'm sure he's got. You know what I mean? I heard he's got a nice house, kind of thing. So I don't. But it's just more so a thing of he still was kind of back in Labour. So I think it's more so because his connection with the area that he's from. So that does make sense. So I do feel like it depends on the person. Yeah. I think naturally, if you have nothing to do with the ends or you don't really, that's not really what you're trying to represent kind of thing, I think naturally you go more conservative, if I'm being honest. If you're still in the ends or you're still like connected to that, I think you're more likely to be Labour.
And to even that point is that some people can be conservative by ethics, but
Labour
by action.
I
feel you.
So some people, they believe that this is how things should be, but their action might be complete. Some people are very conservative in their action, but like half of the people who vote conservative, they're like, they come take our jobs, but half of them, they should really be voting for Labour so they get the help that they need. Because half of them are broke. If we're going to be completely honest, like every time you see these conservative interviews and like, who are you going to vote for? For if I got the conservatives because, these immigrants that come take our jobs. But like, you kind of
you know what's happening
Labour.
now? That's why Reform UK is on the rise now, because Reform UK is basically the conservative Labour.
Exactly that. No, exactly that.
I'll be honest.
That is so true.
It's for the people that like, their lives are not really, they're not doing well financially. And they believe that the immigrants and whatever are legal.
Someone's taking their rights and
which is
But in terms of like serving the community and stuff, I think to the question of the 1 million, I think I was thinking more so about what you're gonna spend that first $1 million on, and hence why he was saying I'll spend it on church, this, that, as in a list of priorities. After the first $1 million, when half of the important things that you need as someone who maybe you're being introduced to finance for the first time. After that $1 million is sorted out, now you have millions coming in. What are you going to do with that money? That's a different conversation. But that's what I'm saying. That's when the ethics become more conservative, because now you're thinking, how can I make this money last as long as possible? That's not necessarily a Labour way of thinking, because most times Labour people will be thinking about how can I spread this money to help the people around me and the community and make sure that everybody who's around me working they can also. It's basically, I don't want to say it's communism, but it's kind of like it has elements of it where it's thinking about community living and how to society and how it can be equal and shared and stuff. Resources can be shared across the board, as opposed to saying a society where you can have a lot of billionaires and millionaires and the people who are very, very poor. So basically closing the gap as much as possible. That's more of a Labour way of thinking, as opposed to conservative ways. Like, if you work hard, you make money, that's you. Yeah. Good for you.
Because this is also another random conversation, but I was chatting we had this random conversation about because my cousin's called Michael as well.
Shout out to Michael.
Shout out. Obviously my name's Bernard. So we're having like conversations about the people that have our names, like who are the famous people. So he's like, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, and Bernard Arnault.
That's an Arnault.
Arnault. He's worth $288 billion. US dollars. He
disgusting.
owns
Billion.
companies like
That's insane.
well, he's a owner of LVMH. He owns like Louis Vuitton, Sephora, Tag Heuer,
Everything. Fenty. Yeah.
Dior, pretty much everything. And we even had a conversation about like how much money that kind of man have, basically. Like, should there be a cap? And I said to him, and this might sound very conservative. I said to him, there won't be allegations right now. But I was saying to him that, look, it doesn't make sense for me to see somebody get their money capped if they found a way to crack the code.
That's very conservative.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny because like
Yeah.
I would say I probably have more liberal views, right, in terms of it,
Yeah.
and also just like spreading wealth, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like every dime I have.
Some of it can be mad
Because like sometimes, let's be real as well. You have to also think about your own self and your own families and make sure like everyone else is good before you can like share and stuff. Fine. But I do kind of agree with you in the sense of, do I feel like things should be capped? No, because I don't think that kind of, even in terms of like encouraging innovation and just
it limits it completely.
It limits that.
Yeah.
But it's how you get the money, because somebody is
true.
always going to get shortchanged at the end of that. So
but that's like anybody with over a few 100,000.
Yeah,
I'll be very honest.
The billion,
like if you're making $1 million, there is no way someone is not getting ripped off or hurt in that process. There is no way.
It's rare. I don't think it's impossible. It's just rare.
Give me a scenario where it's no one gets hurt in the process.
Dude, I don't even know how much Fear of God actually owns as a company.
Jeremy.
Yeah, like he doesn't necessarily use like cheap labor. A lot of this stuff I think is made in the USA. I don't know if it's
made in the USA. Yeah.
I don't know if it's hundreds of millions, and I don't know how much they're getting paid. But it's definitely more than like, oh, you're getting paid like $6 for like 17 hours of work, or something even less, like more ridiculous. Spanx, I can't remember where the garments are made, but I have let me not say I have a feeling. I should be using facts and figures. I'll double check Spanx. But there's certain companies that I feel like it's rare, but they're still able to do it. Or maybe like food companies as well, where they don't like cut corners with like quality of stuff. Because again, part of it is also like the markup. How much are you selling this product for? And that can like come into play with certain things. I just feel like if people wanted to, that's easier to say than actually do.
It's almost impossible, man.
I feel like there are ways to probably do it. It just means that it requires a lot more work. And a lot more effort. And sometimes people won't want to do that because they're trying to think, how do we do it at the cheapest
most
time possible?
efficient.
There is I don't know if Arizona iced tea.
Arizona Iced Tea.
Arizona iced tea, their drinks.
They therefore aren't.
No, they might be. I was watching a video,
but they use plastic.
Maybe that. So like again, because we live in a capitalist society.
Yeah.
Realistically, how can that really work? Or are you trying to do it in the best way possible that people aren't exploited? But I know for them, they even kept their prices of their drinks, I think at $1 or like $2. Even during the pandemic, whilst everybody has been increasing, because they don't want to affect they were like, we're in a relationship with our consumers and we don't want to kind of like do bad by them.
Do you know what's funny? It's because that drink is not even healthy.
No. Like, it's true.
Like,
you're doing them bad.
You're in a relationship, but you're like killing them.
No. I actually do agree with you.
Not good for your gut, man. Wake up, guys. Eat real food.
But like, I guess there's a whole thing of like, there's that side of things too.
Yeah,
like, you could say that with most things. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Someone gets hurt.
Most companies. How many of us need that many clothes?
Yeah,
it's true.
I agree.
You're right though.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not
majority
of things, but
if we look at it that way, there's a lot of things that would fall under that umbrella.
Like, we don't need much to live. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I only realized this when I was in Ghana and I went to the village, and I saw my grandma, and she has like 2 goats, a chicken, and she has a little farm behind her house with like cocoyam, plantain, and like she's got a palm tree, just the short ones. So she can literally go cut the palm tree, cut some yam, make stew. She's done.
Yeah.
The most, if she has extra, she gives it to my uncles and my aunties, or she gives it to someone to go and sell to make a bit of money because they can go to school.
Oh,
like,
what a life!
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's raw. From the source to the person who consumes it to even the leftovers go back into the ground as fertilizer. we're never gonna reach that level in this country or anywhere in the West because it's unfortunately that's not how our lives, or it's not even conducive. There's no way we can go and live that kind of lifestyle because of what we're used to and how we living in this kind of society where there's barely any trees anymore, air quality is poor, all these things. Like it's almost impossible for us to live that kind of life.
It's just gonna be inconvenient, in my opinion.
Most definitely.
How is it gonna be inconvenient?
You could go to a rural area that you could probably get a house for like cheap with a garden and do all of that if you really want to do. Again, will it come at a cost? Because obviously the soil, nutritional value of things, very terrible right now. But a lot of it isn't going to be as convenient. You can't be in like zone 1, zone 2 and think you can live such a lifestyle.
There's no trees there.
Impossible.
There's no trees. Yeah. There's no trees there. So recommendations. I've got 2. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. But Bashi's album.
You did.
I did.
Mention it,
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna recommend it again.
Most definitely was going to. But okay, if you haven't listened to, or if you have listened to that, please listen to that. But also, there's a song by a woman called Maynard, spelled MAINA space DOE. It's called "Don't Worry About Me." I thought it was really cool. Came off my YouTube recommendations, so definitely recommend that. And then what else? That's what I've got in my mind at the moment.
Yeah. Michael?
Oh, okay. So for me, recently I've been going through the V&A collections. Basically, it's like a digital archive of like all the stuff that they have at the V&A, whether it's on show or in their like storage, wherever's and stuff. And I've been trying to do a lot more study about like Black British photographers, because been working on a project and I think I'm just realizing that there's so much I do not know. So some photographers, I'm not gonna lie, some I cannot remember. I will put it somewhere. But people like Neil Kenlock and other Caribbean and African artists who have just like contributed to obviously like the world of image making for us. A lot of like documentary style like photography as well, and just like taking our history into account. But I think it just reminds me how much I don't know, but also how much we're not really taught or is not in like our general lexicon when we think of like artists. We'll think of a what's this guy's name? Platon is probably a very weird reference, but portrait photographer. We'll think of like people like him. He does like Obama, Time magazine type photos. Or there's a guy who's UK based, and I feel like he has an MB or OB or something, and I cannot remember his name. But we think of specific photographers for Britain, but there are so many that we just don't know of. And sometimes I feel a way when we don't. I find out about people like now, like so much later in life, like your Isaac Julians, your Yinka Shonibar. Is it Yinka Shonibare or Yinka Shonibare?
Yeah, I always say Shonibare. Yeah.
Not sure, but Yinka Shonibare. But like, he's probably the only artist I knew of, and the only reason why is because I think I saw one of his works at the Tate Modern, like a while ago. So I'm just like, I wish I just got to know of many of these people when I was younger, especially when they have works that are from like before I was born. But yeah, I definitely recommend like looking through the V&A collections. You can go on photography and like pick like criteria, and then you can find some work from there and stuff. So
sweet.
Yeah. Jude?
Okay, so this week I've got 2. There is Doechii. I'm pretty sure both of you know.
Okay,
Doechii.
Yeah, so Doechii.
you know
She's
it.
signed
You
to
definitely know
TDE.
who she
She's
is.
a rapper,
Crazy
singer.
song.
You gotta play that to me.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But Doechii's started. I mean, I don't say she started. She used to do this series like years ago when she had like YouTube before she got signed, called like Swamp Sessions, and she's doing it again where she spends like an hour to make a song, and she shoots some visuals for it, which are amazing. So she's got 2 out at the moment. There's one called Bullfrog, and then the second one is called Catfish that she dropped I think a few days ago. I think it's on. I don't know if it's on her YouTube, but it's definitely on her Instagram. So those are really cool. In case anyone needs that kind of inspiration, it just kind of shows you how quick, I guess, the songwriting process and being able to just spend 1 hour to make pretty much a song, but also having to conceptualize and kind of the whole step of like making song, recording song, shooting visuals to it, and how I guess efficient people can be around these kind of things. So I think those two are really cool. And the second thing is a new series on Amazon Prime called Those About to Die. It's about
real life.
No, it's fictional. It's I don't want to say it's Game of Thrones-esque, but I don't know if you guys have seen Spartacus.
No,
I haven't seen it, but I know.
So it is based in Rome, like 79 AD. Burns, I think you'd really like it, just because there's a lot of references to like religion as well, and like Judea. So it's around that time where like obviously they were taking like slaves from like places in North Africa, ancient Egypt, but like Nubian people, and then things like from Judea, slavery into like the whole like, oh, which god are you serving, that kind of thing. So it's really, really cool. But yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. I think it's just the first season, and it's like a couple of episodes in. Quite a lot of like famous actors. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but the guy from Game of Thrones who was cutting people's things off.
You what?
What's his name? Ramsey.
The guy who's in Misfits.
He was in Misfits as well. Yes.
It's like Ewan.
Yeah.
Because he's not from the UK. I think he's from like Wales or something.
I'm trying to see his name. But yeah, it's like Ewan Rayon.
Yes.
Yeah, so him, Anthony Hopkins is in there, Sarah Martin as well.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of really, really cool actors in there. I think it's really, really good. I'm on episode 4 right now, and it's really good. So check it out.
Nice.
I've got one more. Sorry.
Oh, so good.
I can't like same, but
This is low vibrational. It's The Mole. It's on Netflix. I'm on season. Well, I've already watched season 1, but season 2 came out. I finished it. It's just good TV. If you like The Traitors or Fortune Hotel on ITVX, like you will love The Mole. The Mole is basically, you have like, I think 10 people. They go into like one island where I think this time they're in Thailand, I believe. And basically they've got to compete for money, but some trying to sabotage their peas in it.
got you.
So you find out then too the Mole is, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I
need to watch it.
So I'd definitely recommend.
Okay. I'm late to this, but I'm watching The Bear finally.
I need to watch that next.
I need to watch The Bear.
It's so good. I'm on season 2. I just finished, I think, episode 4, where Marcus goes.
Hey, chill, man.
Whoa.
There's a character that goes somewhere. He could go to somewhere in Chicago, so I don't know why you are shouting.
I can't believe you're just gonna like. What about people who wants to watch it? Let's tell him it's good. Let's tell him it's good.
There's a character Marcus who know. If you know where he goes, and it's such a beautiful episode that's centered around him. It's the guy who is a part of Odd Future.
Odd Future, yeah.
So like, it's such a great episode, and there's a scene where he's talking with somebody, and they basically say something along the lines of, when it comes to your craft with like cooking, it's no longer about like the skill, but more about how open you are to like receiving.
I feel like I've seen this scene.
Yeah. I put on my story.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think at a certain stage it becomes less about skill and it's more about being open.
Open?
Yeah, to the world, to yourself, to other people. You know, most of the incredible things I've eaten haven't been because the skill level is exceptionally high or there's loads of mad fancy techniques. It's because it's been really inspired. You know?
Yeah.
So like, it's not gonna matter anyways. But yeah, I thought that felt like that really spoke to me in the series as well. Just watching people in a different like medium to me, and I think about this with music as well as with like cooking and like with food.
Yeah,
I really admire people who are able to do other things, and just like seeing their perspectives or seeing how they light up when they cook something, or the intention that they have behind, like, I don't know, putting like a herb on a slither of fish and then they put grape jelly somewhere and it's like voila, food. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's shot really well, even though season 1 was hella chaotic. But yeah, really good show.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye!
Thanks guys for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag RuleOfThirdspod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at RuleOfThirdspod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _man like Mike,
and Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.